my intros are just amazing. They make totally sense. Anyways, I'm gonna watch In the Tall Grass. I have zero expectations for this movie. I do not know. I mean, I know it's a Stephen King and it's scary, but I have no idea what's gonna happen. I love Patrick Wilson in The Conjuring, and I think the other movies, Insidious. He's amazing, and so. But yeah, it'll be cool, hopefully. I feel like it's only been a minute in, but it's like the second movie that I've watched where it's a family on the road, no other cars. The difference between this one and Fractured is in Fractured the scenery is all gray and like very like lonely and sad, where this one is all green and lively and happy, except you see like the juxtaposition. Wow, I'm so smart. With the child who doesn't look that much having fun. So, but yeah, like why? I mean, I guess maybe it's just a more common thing, and it's just like the first time that I'm becoming aware of it because I'm not that smart. How are they gonna make tall grass scary in broad daylight? Well, they did. They did. I should not have underestimated the capacities of making anything creepy, especially Stephen King creepy. But yeah, sounds like a nightmare. When they like stopped and he was like, wait, hold on, I'm gonna park the car like off the road, and you see that they're in like there's a church and there's like other four cars, and I was like thinking when I saw that, like, why would there be 4 cars at the church in the middle of nowhere? Like, they're literally in the middle of nowhere. Why would they be a church? I mean, but why would there be cars there? Who would be like, okay, let's go to our favorite church that is all the way in the highway? So I think those are all people who are in the grass, who had the same idea as him and put the car in like, near the church. And so it's not like it wouldn't arise suspicion because everyone would just think, oh yeah, that's a church. In reality, there's like 20 people stuck in the tall grass. I'm so smart. Or this was incredibly obvious and I just one or two. Their brother and sister. I thought they were like a married couple. They're not. They're brother and sister. And so it's the main chick, Becky, and her brother Cal, and they're looking for the boy, right? And so the boy appears carrying a dead bird and being like, oh, it wasn't me, being very cryptic, okay? And I know he's a child, and like, oh, if that were me, I'd be like, bye, like, what? And then the brother's like, not the brother, the little kid, he's burying a dead animal, and he's like, your sister's gonna die soon, but I can show you, just we need the rock, always the rock. And I'm like, and he follows him, and I'm just like, what? Why? What? Pretty sure Calvin is like the biggest idiot on the planet, because like it's impossible. Like, I get it, it's a kid, but like, where is your stranger danger? Stranger danger. You think kids aren't dangerous? Like, what is happening? Introduce Becky's baby daddy, and like they just showed the car, and it's super dirty, like months, or probably, I don't know. Well, I mean, it is like in the middle of nowhere, so the cars probably get dirty. Anyways, it's been a long time, and I'm like, wow. I want to know already. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that I don't know, I feel like the movie's kind of taking a while. It's literally a loop. Oh my god. They said that, okay, Tobin said, we went inside because the man was calling us. The man was calling them was Becky's baby dad. They're in a loop. They're in a time loop. Oh my god. Okay, this got so much interesting. So much more interesting. Who would have thought that Travis was the smartest of all of them? I did, but still, like, oh my god. Okay, now it's interesting. It took like 30 minutes, but now it's like, because I was wondering, like, when are they gonna make them all like see each other and be like, oh my god, it's you, blah blah. And when is he gonna tell Becky that he saw her dead? And how did Becky die? And like, does that mean that they're not dead? Does that mean that if they go out of the field before they technically die, they survive? Will they ever leave this field? What is with the rock? Why was that kid, before he's all creepy, when he's actually not, a normal kid anymore, did he touch the rock? What happens when you touch the rock? Do you, like, what is, I have so many questions, and I feel like they're not going to be answered. We're definitely in a time loop because they get a phone call, and it's a woman, I'm guessing it's Becky, maybe? I don't know. And it's saying, like, don't let Cal hurt Travis. We're gonna keep repeating the same mistake. So they're in a time loop, literally just same thing all over. It just sounds so fun. We need to talk about poor Tobin. Like, he has seen so many dead bodies, his dead dog, his dad murdering people. Like, I literally feel so bad for Travis. Like, he was the only one I was rooting for. The only one I cared for. That and Tobin. I mean, I'm glad Tobin's fine, but like, I have a lot of feelings about this ending, about this movie. Hi, my new style is just me in my pajamas recapping movies that I watched, apparently. So I watched In the Tall Grass, and it's been a day, I think. I don't really know how long it's been. Yeah, it's been a day since I watched it. And it sucked. Yeah. I was disappointed with the ending, and so I was like, you know what, let's just wait like I did with Fractured. Let's just wait, and also with Eli, let's just chill and think about it. Well, I did, and okay, so the introduction, very slow. Everything starts out very slow, very boring. You're just like, okay, what's going on? What the heck? Why? Like, it's just very painstakingly slow. Also, I'm pretty sure it's based on a novel, and so I haven't read the novel. I don't know if that, I mean, obviously the books are tend to be very different than the movies, so. Just focusing on the movie though. 40 minutes of me being very bored. Then it got interesting. And you can see my reactions there. I'm like, oh my god, okay, this is turning cool. Okay, things are happening. And then the concept of the whole time loop was perfection. But then it all went to shambles. And I get it, that's like those sad stories of like, but they could have done so much more, and they left a lot of things. Like I said, maybe in the novel he explains it, but like, I got it, but at the same time I was kind of like, okay, like, yes, they're in the center of the world, or the center of the US, or the center of the center of the center, and they're like these, I'm just going to assume, indigenous people who are plants, and it's just like they sacrifice people and blah blah blah, and for some reason there's a time loop, and time works in a funny way, and you just never die, and if you touch the rock, you're apparently stuck there forever, but you aren't at the same time, because even though Patrick Wilson's character, he's like, you can leave, but you won't want to. So why did Travis stay? I guess it looked like he was dying, or he died, or whatever. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, but that, even though Tobin got out, there is a version of him still stuck in there. So even though what's her face, Becky, didn't technically never get in, a part of her did. Like, one part of the timeline, I guess, did. So there's a part of her that still exists in there. Wouldn't there be? Like, even Patrick Wilson, who was murdered, rightfully so, he was a very bad character. There's still a version of him that exists, right? It's just, it keeps cycling and cycling, and we see that because we see that Travis runs into one of her, Becky's versions of her dead. And then Tobin's mom also runs into what we're assuming another version of her also dead. And then, so like, has anyone ever really gone? I mean, it's kind of like, oh my god, there's this video game, Markiplier played it. What is it called? Where it's like at the bottom of the sea, it's first person, and it's your subconscious that's moving on to the next places. And at the end, spoiler, the end of the video game, he thinks that he's on the ship that's sending them to space, and he's like, what, wait, I'm still stuck in here, and then the computer, like the other person who's on a computer, explains to him like, no, you got copied, and your other subconscious left and is up there, but you're stuck here. I feel like that's the kind of like the concept. That's kind of what it was, of like, yes, you're not here, but a part of you is. Does that make sense? I feel like this could have been such a cool, like, I don't know, maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but I was like, the only person I was rooting for was Travis. That was the only person I cared about, because Cal, whatever, he was like, I don't do anything. Becky, I mean, like, yeah, you feel sympathetic to her because she's pregnant, but like, whatever. Tobin, great character. Tobin and Travis, I was like, those are the only two intelligent people in this field. And I guess my theory of the whole, like, people in the cars in the church, why was there a church? I mean, it's not the indigenous plant people. I don't know why I'm saying indigenous. I don't know if they're. Yeah, they're indigenous plant people. They don't have a church. Why was it? Is that just an abandoned church? Ow. So, because I'm what? I feel like there's no way of explaining this. I mean, there is. I've seen a bunch of ending explained, but like, why? Like, there's where Travis touches the rock to like get out and get Tobin out and Warren every blah blah. He sees everything, like the whole entire area. I'm guessing he sees every possibility, and we see a part in where the dog, because the dog dies and then he is alive, and then he dies and then he's alive. So like I'm saying, it varies, and there's a part where the dog goes through like a part of the grass and then he ends up near the church. So everything is just time bubbles. Everything is like time holes that's why everyone gets lost, and that's why your voice travels. Also, I thought that it was like the plants mimicking your voice, and maybe and sometimes there are, but also because of the fact that you're moving constantly, even if you're stuck, your other time but yeah, okay, so the ending of the movie, like I said, sucked. I would have loved Travis, because Travis did get his redemption arc, and I'm going to assume that Tobin told Becky everything, but wait, but that does mean that there's a version of Travis back home, right? Because if she never left, then Tobin never left. Travis never left. Like, that means that there's multiple copies of people. I mean, obviously, Tobin's dad and Tobin's mom dead, Gonzo. Also, Tobin, another version of him. But there is another version of Travis that never went to the field. That never just went to the grass. Like, I need someone to explain this movie to me, because I'm not. I just knew that it wasn't a good movie. Maybe I was expecting too much. It was really slow. The concept, terrifying, and they made it scary in the like with broad daylight. So I was like, but I just felt like it fell flat. Can't speak. I don't know what I wanted, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't like, for example, the movie 1922. Is it 1922 or 1992? No, 1922. That movie, the connection, it was great. This one, it had Patrick Wilson, and he is great. He's a great actor. And Tobin, great actor. Travis, ugh. Kyle and Becky, I mean, they were kind of one-dimensional. There wasn't a lot. No, you know what? No, I'm not giving enough props to Becky. Becky, she did change. She did have growth. I'm not giving her enough props. And the part that I love about Travis is he knows that this whole like maze is messing with people. I mean, even though Cal tried to murder him, he was just like, it's not his fault. And it does like show that the field intensifies emotions, or like hysteria, you know. But yeah, I didn't like it. I did not like it. So this is my review, I guess. I did love, though, I watched Marianne. I'm gonna do a whole video dedicated to that series, because loved it. Wonderful. So yeah, I guess this ending of this video is me essentially telling you to go watch Marianne. Don't watch In the Tall Grass. I guess if you're really a fan of the novel, then I guess I haven't read the novel, so I don't know how like true it is to it, but like so yeah, that's it. Bye. Just remembered, the most effed up part is when she's like giving birth, like the whole, you know what, the whole everything surrounding Becky, that was pretty creepy. That was like, because like, must be terrifying being pregnant and stuck in a field with weird plant things. That was creepy. Also, them all, like the part where they're surrounding her and but the part where she gives birth and there was like a pit of other like pregnant women and babies, that was not fun. No. That part was creepy. But the part where I was like, what? Is when Becky's like freaking passed out, like not there, and she's seeing Cal, which we later find out it's not Cal, it's actually Patrick Wilson, or maybe it is Cal, I don't know, but he's feeding her, and she's like, this tastes great, what is this? And obviously she's more dead than this, and he's like, you're just eating plants and seeds. and you can see that her mouth is getting red. So she's not eating a plant and seeds. She's eating her newborn child. And I'm in that moment, I'm like, I don't care how brain dead you are. You're telling me you can't taste blood? Because then she's like, oh, it tastes. And then Patrick Wilson's like, it tastes like you. But Becky went out like a fighter. But that part was like, Jesus, my man, what the heck is happening? I just saw this. What did I just see? Yeah, that was intense. Yeah. So yeah, that was a memorable part.